pages tonight here on Sky Sports News, bringing you a first look at the sports stories in the morning's newspapers. Joining us are The Guardian's sports writer Jonathan Liew, whose holidays we've interrupted, no less, and The Times football reporter Charlotte Dunker. Welcome to both of you. Let's take a quick look at some of the papers just reaching us. The Guardian reflecting on Ruben Amorim's comments on his impending move to Manchester United, calling it a soap opera. Joe Marler apologises for his comments over the use of the haka. It's caused a major stir as England prepare to face the All Blacks this weekend. That story is picked up on a lot of the back pages. The Mail also lead with Amorim's comments today as the deal edges ever closer. They too also mark Jamie George's response to Joe Marler's comments over the haka, who says he's prodded the bear. But there really is only one place to start. Let's start with Ruben Amorim. The soap opera is coming to an end, is what it says in the Mail. And we'll come to you first, Jonathan. It does feel a little bit like this is already dragged on for a bit. It's a matter of when rather than if now.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, a slightly interesting choice of words by Ruben Amorim there. I think the whole point of soap operas is that they don't end, that they just keep going indefinitely. And I think he's going to find that if and when he takes the Manchester United job, that it is really just a revolving cast of characters and plot lines and intrigue and controversies and people getting bumped off unceremoniously, and at some point it may well be him. Yeah, I mean, I think that there is a good reason why this is dragging on. There are good sporting reasons, pun fully intended, in that this is a guy who has been in charge of sporting for 4.5 years, the longest serving coach at the club since the Second World War, and he's inspired this incredible sense of loyalty, and he has this strong sense of responsibility, I think, to the club that gave him his chance early in his career, that he's repaid that faith, and he wants to do the right thing by them. So he's going to stay with them for the game tomorrow night. He's going to stay with them for the Manchester City game in the Champions League, and then through the international break, and then take over United in late November. And I think that's the kind of guy that United seem to be hiring. People talk about his personal skill. People talk about the bond that he forms, the loyalty that he inspires. And I think this is really just another example of it. He's not going to leave Sporting in the lurch. He's not just going to walk out on them mid-season and leave them finding a new coach with, on the eve of a big league game.
Charlotte, it's been 11 years since Sir Alex Ferguson left Old Trafford, and throughout that time, they've been trying to find their Pep Guardiola, their Jurgen Klopp, a man who can be at the helm for a long time, bring United the success that both Klopp and Guardiola did at their respective clubs. What I would say is this feels like a sort of line in the sand, a blank canvas, that Ineos have identified this man as the man that they want in the job. I interviewed Kasper Schmeichel last year, who had been at Nice, who Ineos also owned. He said, look, these guys are seriously impressive. Everything they touch turns to gold. Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Sir Dave Brailsford, if they've identified Ruben Amorim as the man they want, they'll have done so for good reasons.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you're talking about a manager who's one of the most highly regarded young managers across the whole of Europe. But I think the problem that you've got with Manchester United is you talk about a line in the sand there. I get what you're saying in terms of Ineos have arrived. There seems to be this whole new culture. Everything's changing behind the scenes. They've brought in all new sporting directors. Everything behind the scenes has changed. But this is still Manchester United, and fundamentally, you're right, they haven't managed to replace Sir Alex Ferguson. And I thought Erik Ten Hag was interested in what turned out to be his final pre-match press conference. He said the level of expectation at that club sets you up to fail. I think there is just this expectation that they should be challenging for the title every single season, because that's what they did for so many